This is your intermediate accounting 2 class. We are now in chapter 4, provisions, contingent liabilities, and contingent assets. I am Romualdo Fernandez Credo, your instructor for this semester. So if you are ready, please prepare your pen and paper for your notes. Let's start. Following are the learning competencies. Number 1, state the recognition criteria for provisions. Differentiate the accounting requirements of a provision, a contingent liability, and a contingent asset. Third, describe the available measurement basis for provision and account for provision. So what is provision? It is a liability of uncertain timing or amount. So, based from that definition, it is a liability for uncertain timing and uncertain amount. So, dalawa lang yun. Hindi mo alam kung kailan mangyayari or hindi ka sure kung magkano. So, that's why pag hindi ka sure kung magkano, most of the time, ang ginagawa sa accounting is nag-estimate. Now, let us differentiate provision as a liability from other liability. So, ang unang difference niya is due to uncertainty. Yung ibang liability, it is certain, it is fixed kung kailan mag-arise. While yung provision, it is uncertain. Liability siya, sure siyang liability, pero it is uncertain as to timing. Yun yung una. Or uncertain, certain yung kanyang timing, pero uncertain yung amount. Depende sa occurrence ng event or sa turnout ng event. So, although mayroon din tayong mga liability na ini-estimate, kasi most of the time naman talaga ang valuation natin sa accounting ay estimated, yung uncertainty ng certain liabilities or even assets is lesser kumpara sa uncertainty ng provisional liability. So, mas mataas yung uncertainty sa provisional liability. Other liability, such as accrual, are reported as part of the line item, trade, and other payables, while yung provisional liability is reported separately. So, please take note of that. So, wag mong isasama sa line item na trade and other payables yung provisional liability. Examples of a provision. Number 1 is warranty obligation. Yung guarantee or yung assurance na binibigay mo dun sa product kasi confident ka dun sa quality ng product mo kaya nagbibigay ka ng warranty. Number 2, estimated liabilities on pending lawsuit. Another is yung provision for environmental damages. Number 4 is yung provision or decommissioning cost of item in the PPE. Number 5 is obligation caused by an entity's policy to make refunds to customer. Number 6, obligation arising from guarantees. Number 7, provision for onerous contract, such as purchase commitment. And letter H, provision for restructuring costs. So, let me repeat, provisions are presented separately from other types of liability. So, nakahiwalay. Now, let us also compare provision as a liability versus contingent liability. So, may table of comparison na dyan. So, sa provision, it is a present obligation while yung contingent liability is a possible obligation. So, ang difference is yung provision, present obligation na siya. Current obligation na siya while yung contingent is possible pa lang. Ang ibig sabihin ng possible, it may or it may not become a liability at all. Kasi possible pa lang. Next, provision is a probable obligation and is measured reliably na. While yung contingent liability is a present obligation although it is not probable and not measured reliably. So magkaiba sila. Probable versus not probable and measured reliably versus not measured reliably. So as to recognition naman, provision is recognized, accrued in the financial statement kasi nga sabi dun sa una, present obligation na siya. Kaya nire-recognize na siya sa financial statement, nire-report na siya. While yung contingent liability, not recognized, not accrued in the statement of financial position. Kasi nga, hindi pa siya current obligation. It may or it may not become a liability. Kasi nga, possible pa lang siya. So, therefore, hindi pa siya nire-recognize sa financial statement. So, hindi pa siya sinasama sa liability section ng Statement of Financial Position. So, kailan tayo magre-recognize ng provision? When all the three conditions are met. Number 1, the entity has a present obligation, either legal or constructive as a result of past transaction or event. Meron na siyang present obligation na siya kasi meron ng past transaction or event na nangyari. It's either legal or constructive. Direct or indirect nangyari. Kasi minsan, merong mga consequences, yung mga action, mga transaction, minsan nagkakaroon ka ng liability as a consequences. So, pwedeng constructive. It is probable that an outflow of resources embodying economic benefits will be required to be settled in the obligation. So, parang ito yung criteria for liability. Probable of outflow of resources. If there is a probable outflow of resources, then it is a liability kasi na-meet na niya yung criteria of liability. Ito din, yung pangalawa is parang criteria rin ng liability dyan. Kaya nga siya liability. It can be measured reliably na. Reliable na ang estimate. So, yung amount niya, pwede nang i-estimate. So, pwede nang i-recognize as liability yung provision. So, ito yung degree of occurrence ng isang probable liability, no? So, we have 3, no? Probable, possible, and remote. So, mayroong appropriate treatment depende sa possibility ng occurrence, probability ng occurrence ng isang event. Or for this instance, it is liability. So, degree of certainty. Yung tinatawag nating degree of certainty. So kapag probable na yung occurrence ng obligation for this matter, ang gagawin mo is you have to recognize, i-record mo na or accrue. Ibig sabihin, i-recognize mo na yung liability so may journal entry na. Accrue a provision if outflow if economic benefit is both probable and reliably estimable rather. Then, ano pa, aside from recognize, i-record na, provide appropriate disclosure. So, recognize and disclose na. So, dalawa ang treatment. Nandun na siya, dapat nandun na siya sa financial statement, nakikita na yung effect niya, and then, sa notes, kailangan naka-disclose pa rin. Kapag ang present obligation is possible lang, so ang treatment niya is disclose only a contingent liability. So, dun lang sa notes, additional information. Dun lang sa notes to financial statement. You have to disclose lang. Disclosure only. And do not recognize. So, pag sinabing do not recognize, you don't have to journalize yung asset or liability. Yung pwedeng i-record. So, walang journal entry, walang debit, saka credit. Dun lang sa notes to financial statement. If the obligation is remote, so ang sabi dyan is do nothing. So, wala kang gagawin. Neither recognize nor disclose. So, walang gagawin. Do nothing. So, as to measurement, ito yung rule of thumb natin. Ang general rule, kapag magme-measure ka, it is yung best estimate. No? So, you have to determine kung ano ang best estimate dun sa range, dun sa choices. Best estimate. So, pag nakita mo yung best estimate, na-determine nila na yun yung best estimate, yun na yung value ng liability or pwede rin yan sa asset. Tulad ng sinasabi ko nga. Kasi pwede rin contingent asset and contingent liability. Number 2, involves large population of items. Kapag marami sila, expected value, probability, weighted average. So, i-average mo siya. And number 3, each expected outcome in a range is as likely as any other. So, you have to determine the midpoint. So, pare-parehas lang yung degree of outcome. Walang best estimate. So, yung probability nila, pare-parehas lang. So, you have to determine yung midpoint. Basic statistics yung midpoint. So, sa measurement pa rin tayo. So, it is measured at present value daw. Yung contingent liability. Kapag yung effect ng time value of money is material. So, for example, mahaba yung period. So, pag may nag-expire na periods kasi, alam mo na magkakaroon ng effect. May effect. Yung magmamatter, yung effect ng time value of money. Ano yung sabihin ng time value of money? Yung present value. So, yung value ng pera today will be different next year, 2 years after, 3 years after, etc. etc. Kaya nga naman nag-impose sila ng interest para makakope dun sa pag-devalue ng money. So, ganun din dito, no? So, kapag medyo matagal yung period, so, i-consider mo yung time value of money. So, the amount of provision shall be the present value of the expected to be required to settle in the obligation. So, kukunin mo yung present value ng liability, yun ang amount niya. So, yun yung amount ng i-record mong liability. Yun ang measurement niya. Present value. expected disposal of assets. So kapag ang asset is will be disposed, so nagme-measure ka na ng provision, ang rule is yung expected gain will not be recognized. So, hindi mo i-record kapag may expected gain ka sa pag may measure mo ng provision related dun sa assets na i-dispose. So, hindi mo i-record yun. Hindi mo i-debit at hindi mo i-credit yung gains. Walang gagawing entry. Kasi nga, yan yung tinatawag nating unrealized gain. Wala pa naman, hindi pa naman nabenta yung asset, i-dispose pa lang. So, unrealized gain. So, wag mo nang i-record. Kailan i-record yung gain? Kapag na-dispose na yung asset. So, wag i-recognize ang expected gain or unrealized gain sa pag-measure ng provision regarding sa assets na expected na i-dispose na. With regards to reimbursement of expenses incurred related sa provision, recognition, so ito ang rule where some of the expenditure required in settling provision is expected to be reimbursed by another party. The reimbursement is recognized only when it is virtually certain that reimbursement will be received if the entity settles the obligation. So, yun yung requirement para i-record mo. If it is sure na, virtually certain na i-reimburse nila yung expenses na incurred regarding sa provision. So, ano naman yung treatment? Yung reimbursement will be treated as a separate asset. So, wag mong idadagdag doon sa contingent na main account. It is a separate asset. However, in the statement of comprehensive income, the expense related to provision may be presented sa income statement net of the reimbursement. However, the amount recognized for reimbursement should not exceed the amount of provision. So, hindi pwede na sobra yung reimbursement. Mas marami yung i-reimburse kumpara sa na-recognize na expenses related sa provision. Pwede mong ibawas. The recorded provision shall be reviewed at the end of every accounting period to adjust the to adjust to its best estimate. Siyempre, magbago yung best estimate based sa development, no? So, kailangan i-review siya para laging magre-reflect every time na magpe-present ka ng financial statement, magre-reflect yung best estimate. It is subject for review, and kung may discrepancy, yung recorded amount based sa recent development, best estimate na tinatawag natin, then an adjustment is necessary. However, if it is no longer probable that an outflow of resources embodying economic benefits will be required to settle an obligation, then the provision shall be reversed. So, tatanggalin mo na siya from provisional liability. So, babaliktarin mo lang para matanggal siya sa records. I-debit mo yung liability na ni-recognize and i-credit mo na siya sa appropriate account kung ano yung ginamit mo. So babalik na rin mo lang naman yung entry mo nung nag nag ah, recognize ka ng provisional liability. Product warranties and guarantees. So nag-evolve na talaga yung mga nangyayari, no? So katulad niyan, yung warranty or guarantee dati ay built-in lang doon sa pag-purchase ng product. So automatically, pag bumili ka ng product, mayroong warranty or guarantee na binibigay yung seller. Kasi nga, parang ano niya yun marketing strategy niya yun. Pag nagbigay ka siya ng warranty, ibig sabihin, maganda yung product. Confident ka dun sa product mo, maganda yung product mo, assurance na quality product yung binibili niya. So, bibili siya. Parang ang selling, parang marketing strategy nga, additional selling points para doon sa seller ang warranty. Pero ngayon iba na. Ngayon yung warranty nagiging product, yung warranty or guarantee nagiging product na rin. Minsan binibili na rin. So last time pumunta ako sa appliance center, nag-offer sila ng regular warranty na kasama dun sa pag-purchase mo, and then sabi nila magdadagdag ka ng certain amount para ma-extend yung warranty to 2 to 5 years. Depende, sabi niya. So, nagulat ako, parang binebenta na rin ngayon yung warranty. So, magbabayad ka ng additional month para ma-extend yung warranty ng iyong biniling product. So, as a result, nag-adjust din yung accounting. So, meron na rin tayong accounting treatment para doon sa mga additional warranty na binibenta para doon sa product. If a customer has the option to purchase a warranty separately, for example, because the warranty is priced or negotiated separately, yun yung sinabi ko kanina, magdadagdag ka ng certain amount para ma-extend din yung iyong warranty. Kasi normally, ang pinakamatagal na warranty na maibibigay nila ay depende sa product. Siyempre, 1 year, ganun. Kung halimbawa, 1 year yung regular warranty na ino-offer nila, pag nagbayad ka ng certain amount, may extend siya ng 2 to 5 years, kaya ng sinabi ko kanina. So, ito yon. The warranty is accounted for in accordance with PFRS 15, Revenue from Contracts with Customer. So, PFRS 15 ang mag-govern doon sa product warranty. If a customer does not have the option to purchase a warranty separately, the warranty is accounted for in accordance with PAS 37, Provision for Contingent Liability, Contingent Asset, unless the promised warranty provides the customer with a service in addition to the assurance. So, ito yung regular warranty lang. No? So, pag regular warranty, yung warranty na built-in dun sa pag-purchase mo ng product, it is PAS 37. Pero pag separate, bumili ka ng additional, in-extend mo yung warranty, bumili ka ng additional warranty, PFRS 15 ang mag-a-apply. Liability on premiums. A customer option to acquire additional goods or service for free or at a discount is under PFRS 15. So, although hindi siya kasama sa package, pero it is at the option of the customer kung i-avail niya yung additional premium for free or at a discount, then PFRS 15 pa rin ang mag-a-apply. A customer option that does not provide the customer with the material right accounted for under PFRS 15 and therefore accounted sa PAS 37. Kung wala namang material right na makapag-avail siya ng ganong ng additional contract without entering into a contract, then ang mag-a-apply ay PFRS 37. Kasi wala siyang material right na ma-receive yung benefit. Pero kung mayroon siyang material right, and therefore PFRS 15 ang gagamitin. For indebtedness of others, yung tinatawag nating guarantor yan. So, naririnig niyo siguro pag may umuutang, usually kapag yan ay sa financial institution na kinuha yung loan, isa sa mga requirement nila is to have a guarantor. Diba? Yung in your absence, siya ang sisingilin. A provision for the guarantee for indebtedness of others is recognized when it becomes probable. So, yan yung criteria. Kailan ka magiging liable kung ikaw ay guarantor? If it is probable that the entity will be held liable. Kapag probable na ikaw na ang magiging liable dun sa utang. Bakit? Kasi nagkaroon na ng default dun sa debtor. Hindi na siya nakabayad. So, therefore, as guarantor, kasi yun ang nasa contract, na in case na hindi makabayad yung debtor, ang sisingilin ng creditor is yung guarantor. So, kapag nag-guarantor ka o nag-guarantor yung business sa liability ng iba, then, kapag na-default siya, magiging probable na ikaw na ang magbabayad. So, therefore, kailangan mo nang mag-recognize ng liability. So, dito naman tayo sa rules sa recognition ng contingent asset. So, ganun pa rin yung occurrence, possible occurrence, o yung degree of certainty, probable, possible, at saka remote. Unahin natin sa remote, do nothing. Sabi niya, wala kang gagawin. Mayroon kang contingent asset, and the occurrence is remote, do nothing. Wala kang gagawin. Ibig sabihin ng do nothing, do not disclose, do not approve, do not recognize. Contingent assets, yung probability of contingent assets is possible, do nothing ulit. Do not accrue, do not disclose. Pero kapag probable na siya, do not accrue but disclose. So, dun lang sa statement of notes to financial statement pala ilalagay. This is the end of the slide. Thank you very much for watching. This is your teacher, Romualdo Fernandez, saying God